This used to be my lawn, full of weeds and almost dead, but today it's thick, green, and thriving. If you've got a neglected Bermuda lawn, don't give up. In this video, I want to show you step by step how to bring it back to life. You see, no matter how bad it looks, Bermuda is tough, and with the right approach, you can rehab almost any lawn. Let's get started. My first step would be to simply assess the damage. First, just take a walk through your lawn. Look for things like bare spots, weeds, compacted soil, thatch buildup, signs of insects or disease, stuff like that. Now, if your lawn is more than 50% weeds or dead grass, you might want to consider a full renovation. But even if there's a little bit of Bermuda left, you can bring it back to life. And I like to start with a clean slate. That brings me to step 2, which is weed control. I like to start controlling the weeds. Otherwise, weeds will just grow alongside your grass all season long. Now, you can do this by applying a post-emergent herbicide for the weeds that you see now. What do you get? Well, without getting into too much detail, if you're looking for a post-emergent herbicide, meaning something to control existing weeds, you're going to want to identify the weeds that you have. Most of the people I talk to when they're first starting out are dealing with a bunch of broadleaf weeds, the weeds with the fat leaves like dandelions, clover, that kind of stuff. Now, the easiest place to start is to find a weed control that hits a bunch of those all at once, kind of your big box store all in one. This is one that I really like, Bio Advanced Season Long Weed Control. It covers a ton of broadleaf weeds. Or if the timing is right, meaning it's spring or fall, you can add a pre-emergent to stop new weeds from sprouting. For a pre-emergent, that is a herbicide that prevents weeds from growing in your lawn, which is the magic bullet for most lawn aficionados. I like to find a pre-emergent that has the active ingredient of prodiamine in it. It says it right there. This is a bag of Barricade by the Andersons, but what I'm looking for is not the brand so much as the active ingredient. In other words, you want your Bermuda to be the only thing competing for space. So depending on what you use, this might take a couple weeks. And you might need to pull out a lot of dead husks after those weeds have died later. All right, once the weeds are under control, it's time to scalp your lawn. What that means is you lower your mower all the way down to the ground, or at least as short as it will go. The reason you do this is to remove old dead growth. Then you're gonna bag those clippings, remove them from your grass. This wakes Bermuda up and encourages fresh growth. Keep in mind, you're only gonna wanna scalp when Bermuda is actively growing or waking up. That's usually in the spring or early summer. Step 4. You're going to aerate and improve the soil. Aerating the lawn using something like a core aerator helps relieve compaction and improves water and nutrient movement. A soil test will allow you to see what your soil is deficient in. You can adjust things like the pH if needed and apply nutrients based on those results. Now this brings us to step 5, which is fertilization. So you're going to apply some fertilizer based on your soil test results. Now in lieu of a soil test, I would recommend a balanced fertilizer that's high in nitrogen to feed the lawn and encourage strong growth. Now be careful, follow the label instructions, and make sure you water it in really well. Step number 6, watering. You're gonna water that Bermuda grass deeply and infrequently, about 1 inch of water per week at least. Early mornings are the best, and avoid frequent shallow watering, which promotes weak roots. Simple trick, you can use a tuna can to measure how much water your lawn is getting. I like to set it out with whatever irrigation I'm using, whether it's a system or by hand, and seeing how long it takes me to get to the 1 inch mark, figuring out how long that took, and then dividing those time frames across the week. Step 7. Mowing and maintenance. As Bermuda starts growing, you're going to start mowing frequently. You want to keep it low. Optimally for hybrid Bermuda, you're going to want to do 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches. And for common Bermuda, you're going to keep it from 1 inch to 2 inches. You're going to mow it in that range, and you're going to do it often so that anytime you mow, you're not cutting off too much at once. Remember to use sharp blades for a clean cut and leave the clippings on the lawn if they're short enough. Why? That's going to return nutrients back into your soil, which is going to be great for your grass. Those are the steps. Now, this is optional, but very effective. You can level uneven sections of your lawn with sand to bring it up, make it level, also improving that top layer. I'd go with a coarse sand that doesn't have any polymers or silt in it, stuff that's going to cake up and get hard. I'd also avoid anything that has pebbles or other kind of debris in it. My favorite sand is masonry sand. And that's it. Weed control, scalping, aerating, fertilizer, water, mowing, and if you want, you can level it. These are the things that I've done to bring a neglected Bermuda lawn back to life. Now remember, this is a process. You won't see results overnight, but if you stick with it for a full growing season, your lawn's gonna transform. If you found this helpful, hit that button and subscribe. I'll be posting updates for more Bermuda tips all season long. Happy lawn care.